The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Time once again to get an update on what's happening in terms of real estate and economic development news. I am joined weekly by Kevin Lawrence. He's the editor, publisher, and owner of Fall River Development News. On Facebook, you can find all of his breaking news items there, and he gets quite a few of them every week. Kevin, how are you?
Very well. Glad to be here, Keith.
All right, let's get right to it. There's a couple of road reconstruction projects that are going to be happening relatively soon in Fall River that a lot of people will get some benefit from and will also definitely notice. The first one is a reconstruction of Columbia Street. What do you know about that?
Yeah, we learned some information during last week's Paul Coogan's State of the City address. Columbia Street is going to be totally reconstructed in the summer of 2025. This is good news because last year they were doing utility work, so it's pretty much dug up with trenches filled in, and there's a lot of potholes, and a lot of the decorative brick has been upended. And this is a welcome addition. That's a cultural area in the city of Fall River, and they're planning to repave that stretch of roadway, the entire section of Columbia Street, new sidewalks, lighting, and landscaping. And the project is set to be put out to bid in the next couple of weeks, and construction is slated to start this summer. Not only that, the Columbia Street Plaza adjacent to the Santo Cristo Church will also be taking place this summer, a reconstruction of that site. And according to Mayor Paul Coogan, it will become a great neighborhood meeting spot. That's what he said in his speech.
Yeah. So interesting. You know, that's always been a decorative area with a lot of the stones in the streets, and hopefully they'll be able to replicate that in some way, shape, or form to make that more of a cultural center. You're right. Last year was a lot of digging up for, I believe, water, sewer, and gas line work, I believe, also in that area. So it's good to see that revitalized. Definitely. Also, a section of the city many of you have experienced, the corner of Roberson and Bedford Street, right at that light near the Wendy's, Dunkin' Donuts in that area. That's also going to be reconstructed.
That's already been put out for bid. Construction slated to start this summer. If you're not familiar with the area, this is the intersection of Bedford and Roberson. There's a Dunkin' Donuts on one corner. There's a Wendy's. There's a Bank 5 branch. It's very congested, a very busy stretch of roadway. They're going to completely redo that intersection with brand new traffic signals, a new traffic pattern to ease congestion, new pavement, curbing, and traffic islands, all part of this project. And not only that, a large portion of Bedford Street from that intersection heading west to the downtown area will also be repaved. And that's been the scene of some construction as well over the last couple of years. There's trenches due to utility work that has taken place on that stretch of roadway. So this is another welcome addition to the improvement of infrastructure in the city of Fall River.
I know I have the opportunity a lot to drive down Bedford Street, and I get to that light at Roberson, and you know, it looks like there's no lines for it to be 2 lanes, but we kind of make it 2 lanes. Someone wants to stay on the right, someone wants to stay on the left. Hopefully this will clarify that so people will be safe as they move forward. All right, we're going to end this week with a trio of restaurant news. First of all is Dunny's Barbecue restaurant downtown Fall River. They're moving from a restaurant to, I guess, a private event space.
Yeah, kind of a big loss for us people who love barbecue. He had delicious food. Christopher Donovan owns that restaurant. It's been in operation for about 10 years. They're closing to the public to transition into a private event venue. It's going to be an exclusive private event venue with celebrations for birthdays. You could have a bridal shower there, baby shower, and it will fit 35 guests or more. And Chris Donovan has been remodeling that restaurant over the last couple of years. It really looked nice, and I'm going to miss the barbecue over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, that's something that, you know, it has been used as event space as well, as long as the Eagle, which I believe he also owns.
He owns both.
Right. So there's going to be another local event space downtown Fall River. Next up, you know, this was in the local restaurant news, was what thought was going to be the closure of Rogers Coney Island on North Main Street, but that has now changed hands by someone we all may know.
Yes. Local businessman and city councilor Cliff Ponte and his partner Kyle Lima. They've been synonymous with New York Bagel. They both operate 7 New York Bagels now. throughout Bristol County and Plymouth County, Massachusetts. And they're going to be taking over Rogers Coney Island Hot Dogs on North Main Street. According to a press release, they sent Fall River Development News. They say, we have signed an agreement to purchase the real estate and a management agreement to take over as soon as possible under existing licenses as we prepare to relaunch under the existing license. And they're saying that they want to keep the classic menu items that the locals love while also exploring new ways to innovate and enhance the dining experience as they look towards the future. So an iconic restaurant being saved, a new lease on life for Rogers Coney Island.
Yeah, and a lot of times, you'll think of a small restaurant like that, and some people may yearn for it, but the important thing is not only is the business going to survive, but there's been a commitment to those employees that were there as well. They're going to be able to retain their jobs, which is always great news. And finally, this week we have talked in the past about Christopher's. Christopher's owns a sandwich shop and bakery in the south end of Fall River. They continue to expand. They've had a location, I believe, in New Boston Road in the medical center there, but now they've got a new location downtown Fall River, right near Government Center.
Yes, Christopher's Cafe opening a second location. You were talking about that medical building on New Boston Road. That only lasted a month or two.
Right, temporary.
Well, that's close. So they still operate at 1816 South Main Street in the city's south end. Now they have this new location. They opened up just a couple of days ago at 99 South Main Street. That's a very prominent office building located directly across from Government Center. It's owned by the First Bristol Corporation. They're in the ground level. It formerly was the old Cafe 99, which has gone through several restaurateurs over its existence. It's on the ground level. You have to take the elevator down. It has an outdoor patio. And this new Christopher's Cafe in downtown Fall River also features a salad bar. It seats between 50 and 60 people if you count the outdoor patio as well. And the Sylvias hope to bring scratch, clean, fun food back to downtown Fall River. This is Christopher Sylvia and his partner, Nate Silva, and they operate Christopher's Cafe in the south end. And now this new location in downtown Fall River for all the workers who work in downtown. I'm sure the Government Center folks will be happy to have a new dining option for lunch, as well as people in that major office building at 99 South Main Street.
All right. Kevin, as always, great stuff. We invite you to visit Kevin's site, Fall River Development News, on Facebook. Go there, like it, follow it, and you'll get some great information about what's happening in terms of real estate and economic development in Fall River. All right, Kevin, we'll talk again soon. Take care.
Thank you, Keith.